Picture a scene that happens in my office almost every single week. A patient, let's call him Robert, sits across from me, looking completely baffled and frustrated. He holds his latest blood work in his hands, shaking his head. "Dr. Bennett," he says, "I don't understand. I've done everything right. I cut out the butter, I stopped eating eggs, I haven't touched a steak in 6 months. I start every morning with 2 slices of whole wheat toast because the package says it's heart healthy. So why has my bad cholesterol gone up, and why are my triglycerides through the roof?" Robert's story is not unique. It is the silent epidemic of the modern heart patient. We have been told a story for decades that fat is the enemy and that whole grains are the saviors of our arteries. But what if I told you that this well-intentioned advice is often the very fuel that keeps the fire of inflammation burning in your veins? What if that healthy brown bread you eat every morning is acting more like a candy bar than a health food once it hits your bloodstream? In this video, I am going to issue a cardiologist-level alert about the breakfast staple that is secretly sabotaging your cholesterol. And I will show you exactly what to replace it with to truly protect your heart. To solve the cholesterol mystery, we first have to stop looking at cholesterol as the villain and start understanding it as the firefighter. Cholesterol is essential for life. It builds your cell membranes, your hormones, and your brain tissue. When your doctor talks about high cholesterol or plaque buildup, they are talking about the body trying to patch up damage inside your arteries. Imagine your arteries are smooth highways. If those highways get damaged, cracked, pitted, and inflamed, your liver sends out LDL cholesterol as a repair crew to patch the cracks. The problem isn't the repair crew. The problem is, what is damaging the highway in the first place? What is causing the cracks? For millions of people, the primary cause of this arterial damage is not saturated fat. It is a condition called insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, driven by a constant spike in blood sugar. When you eat foods that spike your blood sugar, insulin floods your system. High insulin levels put your body into storage mode, and crucially, turn your liver into a factory for inflammatory fats. This process thickens the blood, stiffens the arterial walls, and creates the perfect sticky environment for plaque to form. And this brings us to the great deception of the breakfast table. The imposter in your kitchen is industrial whole wheat bread. We have been conditioned to believe that if bread is brown and says whole grain on the label, it is a superfood. But let's look at the biochemistry. Most commercial whole wheat breads are not the rustic, slow-fermented loaves our ancestors ate. They are ultra-processed products. The grains have been pulverized into a fine dust, flour, that your body absorbs incredibly fast. In fact, the amylopectin A found in wheat can spike your blood sugar higher and faster than table sugar. When you eat those 2 slices of heart-healthy toast, your blood glucose skyrockets. Your pancreas screams for insulin. Your liver responds by pumping out VLDL, very low-density lipoprotein, which is the most dangerous type of cholesterol carrier. But it gets worse. To make this pulverized flour palatable and shelf-stable, manufacturers add 2 other ingredients that are poison for your heart. Added sugars, often disguised as high-fructose corn syrup or barley malt, and inflammatory vegetable oils, like soybean or canola oil. So in one healthy sandwich, you are getting a sugar spike that damages the arterial walls, a process called glycation, and a dose of oxidized oils that inflames them. You are essentially taking a hammer to the highway of your blood vessels every morning, and then wondering why the repair crew, cholesterol, is showing up in such high numbers. So if the healthy toast is the enemy, how do we heal the arteries and naturally balance our cholesterol? We need to shift your breakfast from a sugar and starch model to a protein and healthy fat model. We need to stop spiking the insulin and start nourishing the cell membranes. The solution I recommend to my patients is the Savory Lipid Reset. Instead of starting your day with bread, cereals, or sweet fruits, I want you to anchor your morning with high-quality proteins and fats. The best swap you can make is to replace that toast with eggs and avocado. Eggs were demonized for years because they contain cholesterol, but science has vindicated them. The cholesterol in eggs does not significantly raise the cholesterol in your blood for most people. Instead, eggs provide choline, which is essential for liver function, the very organ that regulates your cholesterol. The avocado provides monounsaturated fats and potassium, which help to relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. When you eat eggs and avocado, your blood sugar remains stable. There is no insulin spike. There is no inflammation. Your liver can relax. You are giving your body the building blocks to repair the arteries without triggering the alarm system. Let's make this practical. I know old habits are hard to break, and the convenience of toast is a big factor. But your heart deserves 5 minutes of effort. Here is the cardiologist's protocol for breakfast. Eliminate the industrial bread entirely for 21 days. If you absolutely need a vehicle for your food, look for low-carb breads made from almond or coconut flour, or a genuine, traditional sourdough bread where the long fermentation process has partially digested the gluten and sugars. But ideally, go breadless. Prepare an omelet with 2 eggs, spinach, for the nitric oxide that dilates arteries, and half an avocado. If you are rushing, hard-boil a batch of eggs on Sunday. Or switch to a bowl of chia seed pudding made with unsweetened almond milk and walnuts. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s that actively fight inflammation. The goal is to keep your glucose curve flat. When you stop the sugar spikes, you stop the arterial damage. When the damage stops, the liver stops sending out excessive repair crews, and your cholesterol numbers naturally begin to stabilize and improve. In summary, high cholesterol is often a symptom of a metabolic fire caused by what we consider healthy carbs. Industrial whole wheat bread, with its rapid sugar release and inflammatory additives, is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It damages the very heart it claims to protect. By removing this false friend from your morning routine and embracing the true friends of your heart, healthy fats, proteins, and fiber from vegetables, you are addressing the root cause of the problem. You are moving from a state of constant inflammation to a state of healing. Remember, you have the power to change your health destiny, one meal at a time. However, I must remind you, I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor. High cholesterol can be genetic and complex. Before stopping any medication or making drastic changes to your diet, especially if you have a history of heart disease or diabetes, please consult with your healthcare provider. Now, I want to hear from you. Is toast a non-negotiable part of your morning? Are you willing to try the Savory Lipid Reset for a week? Tell me in the comments below. If this video opened your eyes to a hidden danger, please like and share it with someone you care about. Subscribe to the channel for more truth bombs about your health. Here is to a strong heart and a long life.